everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Women of Sweet Swine County. We have a great guest today, and we'll be reading another viewer email, and of course we'll be visiting wonderful towns outside of Sweet Swine County. So pull up your favorite chair, and let's get started.
Hi, Prairie Ann.
Hi.
Say, where's Nicole?
Well, you know, Nicole's working at the store today.
I was just down at the store, and I kind of wanted to talk to you about that.
She wasn't there?
Our inventory is gone. Nicole was not there. I thought that we had been robbed, but the doors were locked, and what happened?
Paris, maybe you should sit down.
I am.
Yeah, but just sit back a little.
I am.
Okay.
Should I lay down?
Well, it's a long story, kind of. Paris, Nicole met with me a couple weeks back, and she was concerned about the direction the Giddy Up Boutique was going in. And you know how she's always telling me, Prairie Ann,
Telling you what to do?
Yeah. Exactly. Telling you that too. But telling me, Prairie Ann, you need to think outside your cowgirl hat a little bit, that there are things outside of Sweet Swine County.
Yes.
Yes.
And so the half of our inventory is outside of Sweet Swine County?
Well, Paris, Nicole and I took a road trip, and we went to Martin County, and we found this beautiful little town called Fairmont, and we're going to open up another Giddy Up Boutique there. Isn't that exciting?
But you did this without consulting me?
Oh, but we wanted to surprise you.
Well, you did.
Yay!
No.
Yay!
So...
Mission accomplished. And you know what, Paris? We're not the only place to have a second location in Fairmont. Edie's Cafe is located in Fairmont too, and we're going to be right across the street from them.
So, who's running this second boutique?
Oh, Paris, it's not going to be a problem at all. We're only going to be open a couple days a week, and you know what? Nicole said that it wouldn't be a problem for you and I to work it.
Okay.
She said you liked working weekends.
No, yes, I like doing things on weekends, my own sort of work.
But not working at the boutique.
Well, Prairie Ann, we'll talk about that later. So let's just get the show started, okay? We have a viewer email, right?
Yes.
Let's start with that.
We sure do. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for...
Ladies, are you listening?
Our letter today comes from Kathy Merrill, who you know, Paris, lives in the town of Cornrow, right here in Sweet Swine County. Would you like to read it for us, please?
Sure, I'll read it. Hello, ladies. I wanted to send you a quick note to tell you how much I love your show. I'm guessing you ladies get along really well off camera, since you have a business together and you frequently talk about taking road trips. I wanted to tell you about a road trip a friend and I went on last year. We plan to do it again this year. We went to Redwood County to the Redwood Falls Community Parade. Each year, the Minnesota Inventors Congress holds a trade show in June. To complement that trade show, the Women of Today will host their community parade on Friday, June 11th. The parade covers a little over 12 city blocks, starting at the Redwood Falls Public Library. There are selections for the best floats, and let me tell you, they have some really great floats. I've been on some. At the end of the evening, we plan to spend the night at Tatanka Bluffs Bed and Breakfast. If you haven't stayed there, I have to tell you, it is incredible. Be sure and check out their website. The next day, we'll spend some time around Redwood Falls and at the Inventors Congress before we return home. Why don't you plan a road trip to the Redwood Falls Community Parade? Ladies, it would be great fun to see you there.
Yeah, it would.
It would.
Well, there you have it. Another viewer email that asks...
Ladies, are you listening?
That was a great fan letter,
it?
Prairie Ann. Yeah. Now, would you like to meet our guest?
I would love to meet our guest.
Okay. She's from the county of Redwood. That's the letter we just got. Yeah. And the town of Redwood Falls. Please help me welcome our guest, Deb Hess. She is the executive director of the Minnesota Inventors Congress.
Welcome, Deb. We're very excited to have you here today.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So how long have you been in Congress?
Prairie Ann, you really need to come to rehearsals. It's not that kind of Congress.
Oh, Paris, that Nicole. She told me, oh, Prairie Ann, you don't have to go to rehearsal today. She's a congresswoman and blah, 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 blah.
Anyway, Deb, Tell us, please, what is the Minnesota Inventors Congress?
Well, we're a nonprofit organization. We've been around since 1958, and what we do is, one, we help educate inventors about the process of inventing, and the second thing that we've done since 1958 is host an annual Invention Expo where inventors test market their products. And we have a lot of activities that take place during that event for families as well.
What would make an inventor want to come and exhibit their invention at the Congress?
What we explain to them is if they have a product and they don't know if there's a market for it, you need to find out what the public thinks about your idea. You want to determine if it's worth it to spend your time and money. And this is a very affordable way for people to come in. It's set up like a traditional trade show. And the people come by their booth and give them ideas about ways maybe to improve their product, tell them how much they might be willing to pay for that product. And it's that inspiration. They get to meet fellow inventors. It's a very unique opportunity to be a part of very creative and innovative people.
So why would a manufacturer attend?
Well, we want them to come to our show because there might be a product there that they could add to their product line that they manufacture. Or they may decide to launch into a new market that they'd never been a part of before.
Is the general public invited to attend?
Oh, we love it when the general public comes because that's what the inventors are hoping for. They need that feedback from the people, like I had just explained. It's very important to have a large number of people come by so that you get that unique feedback because people from all walks of life come. There are people who have been to every one of our 52 expos in history.
Wow. I know that you have students who exhibit. How do they become part of this fun event?
Since 1986, the Minnesota Student Inventors Congress program has helped children learn creativity and innovative and critical thinking skills. They use curriculum in their classrooms that teach those skills. They're assigned a project, and that is to solve a problem. And through that, they come up with an invention, and they have local and regional fairs, and then a select group are given the opportunity to come to our expo and display their inventions. Awesome. So they're set up, and it's a great opportunity. It's so much fun, and it is the highlight of the show.
Deb, how do you get to see the 3M visiting wizards?
Well, all you have to do is come in and pay your fee to get in the door. It's $5. Anybody under 16 is free. So it's a family event. And the reason you would even want to see the 3M visiting wizards is because it is 3 engineers from 3M who teach how science is fun. And at the one time, I asked them what they needed for the display, to set up their stage for them. And they said they needed a fire extinguisher. And I said, I think I need to call the Redwood Area Community Center and find out if it's okay for them to have a fire extinguisher and what they might need it for. So I don't want to spoil the fun, but they just do experiments that the children really enjoy, and it's actually become a major hit. And there are actually 2 shows each day that the public can sit and watch on the MIC stage.
What is an invention creation station? I just like saying that, invention creation station.
We started that last year, trying to encourage families to come and be a part of this event. During the year, we take donations, so we're always looking for people to give us items that, if you have craft supplies or materials that the kids could use. We have hot glue guns set up and a lot of different materials where the children can create their own invention and take it home with them.
Your Inventing Success workshops, are they for exhibitors only?
That's a rumor that is out there, and we don't even know where that started from. The Inventing Success workshops are for anybody to attend. We have experts that fly in from all over the country who come to teach the process of developing marketable products. On Friday and Saturday morning at 8 a.m., we have 2 very specific keynote speakers who are very well known across the country, and all of the exhibitors, the inventors who have paid to have a booth, are allowed to attend those 2 free.
It says you host an arts festival and have an art creation station at the Invention Expo?
Well, what words did I use earlier? Creativity and innovation. artists are very creative people, and we have a wonderful group in our area. And in fact, there's an actual board, the Tatanka Arts Festival, that works on those kinds of projects. Well, there is also a group of artists that are a part of that they call themselves Artists on the Loose. And they have a little festival. We allow them to have space, at the event. And so this year we decided we're going to pair up our invention creation station with an art creation station where the children can come and be very creative.
Deb, how many years have you been doing this?
I have been with the Minnesota Inventors Congress in one capacity or another for over 25 years. I'm leaving next week. We are leaving next week, my husband and I, for Hawaii to host an Inventors Conference. So it's a very unique and exciting place to be.
How did you get this job? I want this job. Sitting in a room full of
Have a job.
many two
You'll be working
apparently.
weekends now too, apparently.
How did I get this job? It's really a very special story. There's a man whose name is Bob Starr, who's one of the co-founders of this organization. And back in the mid-'80s, I happened to work at the Donovan's Conference Center, which was the Motel Central for a lot of the exhibitors and the judges. And I had 6 judges standing at the front desk of the motel. And these were very, very prominent people, literally, that are very innovative inventors from all over the country. And they were talking about how if they had to take a shaving can and make a travel container, how would they do it? And all 6 of them had a different idea. And I said, you guys are nuts. How do I get involved with you? And so they went and got Bob Starr and brought him out to the front desk and said, this woman wants to get involved. And so for 21 years, I served on the board of directors. And at a time and place in my life when we were looking to replace our lead position, I threw my hat in the ring to the board, and they offered the position to me.
Wow, Deb, this has been one of our most interesting shows.
It has been.
Oh, we'd like to thank you for joining us today. Do you have any other information that you want to share?
I think that the most important piece is if anybody does want more information, they can go to our website at minnesotainventorscongress.org or call me at 1-800-468-3681, which is 1-800-INVENT-1. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that people have. Our goal is to make it as easy and user-friendly as possible to come and be a part of our event, and be happy to fill in any details.
So when is the next event?
Good question. June 11th and 12th from 10 a.m.
It's coming right
to 6
up.
p.m.
It's close to my birthday.
And where is it at?
In Redwood Falls at the Redwood Area Community Center. I'm such a big fan of your show, and I really appreciate and enjoy the reports because there's so much I learn about all of the communities in our area. So I just want to thank you for all of the efforts you do to help teach us what's happening out here.
Deb, if you like our segments, I think you will like our cooking segment with our very own Betty Thompson.
Hi, welcome back to another session of Cooking It Up with Betty. Today I'm going to share with you a recipe that I developed. It's for bodacious blueberry muffins. As you know, I'm one of the finalists in the Golden Muffin Award from the Master Cooks of America, and I'd love to share that recipe with you, but I can't until the competition is over. My recipe for bodacious blueberry muffins features a sugar glaze top and loads of muffins. You know who else makes great muffins and scones? When I was in St. James, I went to the Encore Coffee Shop, and there I got a great cup of coffee and one of their wonderful scones. And I headed down to the Princess Theater. You know, the Princess Theater in St. James was built in 1914 to replace the old Scenic Theater. The Princess was built 30 feet by 102 feet long and was billed as fireproof and sanitary and had over 225 mahogany opera chairs. The owner, Henry Nelson, was known to take great precautions to only show clean amusements, meaning high-class vaudeville acts and silent movies. The public was allowed to attend the silent movies for 5 to 10 cents or a vaudeville act for 10 to 20 cents. Wow, I'd like to be able to attend one of those. In 1929, the Princess was remodeled so it could evolve to the talkies. The equipment was purchased and shipped from New York City. The Princess operated as a theater until the late 1970s when it was closed. It was later acquired by the community of St. James and is now called the Princess Theater Community Center. I was really excited to see the Princess Theater, but before I left town, I made one more stop at the Hometown Family Restaurant. They have a great menu. Wow, now I have more ideas for more shows. Oh, look at the time. Oh, and maybe next time we'll get a chance to actually bake my muffins. See you next time for more fun with Cooking It Up with Betty.
See, Deb, you can learn a lot about our towns on this show. Hey, who are your friends?
Well, these are members of our cave family. This is Chico. This is Chibi. They are used in our stories when we tell students about inventing. I ask them, how many of you would like to live like the cave people used to?
Not me.
Most of the time, the students, a couple will raise their hand and say, I would. And then I say, how many want to do it for longer than a week? And of course, the hands all go down and they have no interest. And if it weren't for people who were very creative and innovative, we could all still be living in caves. So we use this as an example on our t-shirts. Sorry, thank you. We have brought t-shirts for all of the members of the audience. What it says on the t-shirts is, fire up your ideas, rock the world, invent the future. And we give one of these to each of the students who exhibit at our expo each year. And for today, we've brought one for each member of the audience.
Did you say for everybody in the studio audience? That's amazing. Well, ladies, it looks like we're out of time for today. I'd like to thank you, Deb, for being our guest. You've been absolutely a wonderful guest, and you can come back anytime. And remember, we share small town stories with big town attitude, for we are the women of Sweet Swine County. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.